Well, it's that time again. Outer Points Productions is about to go live with another Knockout Challenge match.
Hello, everyone. Little chatter from Outer Points Productions. I am here at the Varsity Club in Oshkosh, Wisconsin, inside of the KO Challenge studios, if you will. I'm going to jump right into this because I'm on very limited time today. But the reason why I'm doing this recording is because I have probably, in the last 72 hours, lost 72 weeks of my life. So before I get into all the details of that, I want to give a shout out to all of the tournament directors, not just in Wisconsin, all across the United States. But I'm going to name a couple here in Wisconsin just for the heck of it because I'm testing my own knowledge. That's not the actual reason, but we've got Tommy Lloyd at Vibes, Scott Dooley way up north in that area. We've got Fong Wen at Matt Apple. We've got all the tournament directors here at the Varsity Club. Jeff Potts down at the Karam Room. Rick Chamberlain down in Muskego. Dave Dolly used to be at Romines for the longest time. We've got Todd Holzer up at On the Hill. Tom Cox and Maria Wana at The Rock. Here's the reason why I bring up all of these names is if you've never been a tournament director before, you have absolutely no clue or idea the work that goes into running a tournament. So the reason I bring that up as well, the last two matches that happened here, you'd never imagine, not just that it happened, but at the time that it happened in the match. So as tournament directors, and I'm going to repeat this in a little while once I'm out on the table. So I'm going to go out to the stream table in just a second. As a tournament director, my job is to make sure that there are no unsportsmanlike conduct. And it's happened many times before. Or I shouldn't say many. It has happened. So that is, you know, when you've got people throwing chalk or swearing or trying to shark their opponent, whatever the case may be, case in point, conceding a game. And that's one of the reasons why we're here. It is my job as tournament director to go out and either put a stop to it, get a warning, have them removed from the tournament, or some kind of penalty, some kind of consequences. Sometimes that doesn't get enforced. Not going to happen on my stream. So a couple of months back, there was a post on Facebook. Not that it's relevant anymore, but I want to point it out for a reason. This person called me out in a post that said, what is a tournament director or a streamer doing coming out of the booth to make a call on sportsmanship or whatever? Isn't that the tournament director's job, whatever? That is my job. I'm a tournament director. I'm a streamer. I'm a YouTube channel owner. I am the rules official. I'm the referee, all wrapped into one. So there's some instances that where I had to make a judgment call on bad conduct, and I'd do it all over again because I made the right call, and I know I did. But there's a lot of people that have really supported. 98% of the people that have been contacted me in the last couple of days have been in 100% support of my decisions. And again, there's two different instances, and they're not even comparable. So one of the things that is not my job, unless I am called out by the players to come out of the booth to either watch a hit, make a judgment call, it is never my job to come out of the booth. And never a right. It's not my right to disrupt play in any way, shape, or form. Right? I'm going to go out to the table. I think I'm mic'd up. Hang on a second. Turn off my other one and turn that one on. All right, cool. So I'm going to go out to the table and give you a very good description as to why all of this took place, or why I'm actually doing this. And I'm going to leave all the names and everything on it. You see 5 balls out there, and you're going to know why in just a second. I'll see you out there. So hopefully you can all hear me yet. These 5 balls are extremely significant as to why I am recording this video. So in the match on, I think it was Wednesday night, Tuesday night, whatever night, not even relevant. But, and this is going to be very, it's not going to be perfect. Something like this, all right? The match is at 7-8, I believe. And the shot was taken, the carom, 6 ball was made, 9 ball was made, and the cue ball followed it in, all right? In 8 ball, that would have been a loss of game, and there's no reason to continue, right? In 9 ball, that is not. So here's what happened. I'm sorry, this is what should have happened. The 9 ball was spotted. Now, let's go back to the gravity of this game. There's pressure on the line. We'll just call it Team B, had just gotten done with the previous rack. There was a miscue on the 6th ball, but it was still made, and that actually subsequently ended up being a win. They ended up winning that game. So the reason I say that is absolutely anything can happen when there's pressure involved, where a concession of game becomes shiny thing, where it becomes unsportsmanlike conduct. And this is my point. Ball in hand was given to the other team, but it was not shot because the balls, well, the 7 was moved, ran into the 8 ball, so automatically 2 balls have already moved, which is a foul in itself. But there was already a scratch, so it doesn't matter at that point. So what ends up happening is not giving the player or the team that has ball in hand the opportunity to finish these 3 balls. Absolutely anything can happen. Again, there could be a miscue on the 7. There could be bad shape on the 8 ball. There could be bad shape on any one of these balls. So by conceding that game, and why it is considered unsportsmanlike conduct, is you take that away from your opponent. There's other examples where, there's throwing chalk, there's swearing, there's all kinds of different things could happen being considered unsportsmanlike conduct. In this instance, it was not of ill intent. There was no anger behind it or what. The balls were just swept off. All right. Here's why there's the penalty or the ruling as it is stated in the book, or in the rules itself. And all the players know this. Take that back. All the players should know this if they read the rules. So ultimately what ended up happening is, if it was player A's shot, player B's shot, it is not even relevant. So the rotation as if it as it will, whatever the order was disrupted. So now, if any of these are pocketed, so what ends up happening is now whoever was supposed to break in the next rack may not have worked out that way because the order was disrupted. So, and again, if there's swearing or if there is any other, like I say, malicious intent, typically because it's already a loss of game because of the scratch or because they swept all the balls, that may not make sense, there's no penalty anymore. There's no consequences for the action of the player that decided to not read the rules and sweat the balls, whether it was done in anger or not. Frustration doesn't matter, because now basically they're getting away with what they did. So that's the reason for the penalty of the loss of the subsequent game. So, and again, like I just got done saying in the booth, is this is the reason why I came out here and made the call that I had to make. So that had I've gone the other direction, for all the players that read the rules, know the rules, that have played in the KO Challenge before, I would have been roasted for the next 6 months had I gone the other direction and given that player the opportunity to get away with what they did. All right, so let's fast forward a little bit to the following night, right? However this all played out, again, we had, if I remember correctly, the other way around. So these are the 3 balls that are left on the, these are, sorry, you guys don't know that I'm live, but I'm live right at the moment, so, or recording, so it's quite all right. We're getting ready for a match, but here's what ended up happening again. So now we're playing Scotch doubles, and let me give you a little bit of a briefing, if you will, and I'm going to do this in tonight's match. So in normal partners play, or Scotch doubles play, typically it is where you always flip-flop back and forth with your partner. I'll ask you a question, everybody that's out there right now, how many times has it happened where you're playing a Scotch doubles and you look at your partner and be like, is it your turn? Is it my turn? Whose turn is it, right? So at the beginning of this tournament, I decided I'm going to try to make it a little bit easier and make it where the players always follow, no matter what, and I repeat that, always follow the same person on the opposing team. Can that get messed up at any point in time? Absolutely. And it did. So here's the caveat, if you will, to what happened in the second match. And the reason for this is 100% my fault, without a doubt. Taylor Collar and I were in the booth together, and we kind of got caught up in the moment, and I let my brain, or what was going on in my head, come out on the microphone. Did I make the wrong call? Absolutely not. Here's the reason why. Had it, player A was always following player B on the opposite team. All right, I'm not, everybody knows who was playing. It doesn't matter. It's not relevant. But in order for, and I go back to what I was saying in the booth before, had I, so again, we were wondering, or it was going on between Taylor and I in the booth, and you can hear it on the microphone, where Taylor and I are talking about whose turn is it, whose turn is it, whose turn, what's going on. Again, 100% my fault. So, had I come out of the booth and questioned, again, it's none of my business whatsoever, because it's the players themselves that need to police whose turn it is between themselves, okay? That's not my job, nor my right to come out of the booth. Had I come out of the booth when player B or player A, whoever it was that was shooting on the 9 ball, I just iced that player. Take them out of their rhythm, and potentially could have cost them the entire match. I don't have the right to do that. So I'm going to go back into the booth and kind of wrap this up. And so I'm going to end up playing this during either a player break or maybe prior to the start of the match tonight, because if you've got comments, questions, I'd love to hear them. But in both instances, whether you want to, Vincent, you're walking right in the line of the camera. I'm actually recording, but it's all right. So, it's a good way for me to lose my train of thought. It's all good. It's all good. So, the reason why I'm doing this is if you have questions, comments, I have gotten over 120 phone calls, text messages, emails, Facebook messengers about my actions over the last couple of days. In match number 1, I made the right call. In match number 2, I made the right call. I'm not going to argue this further with anybody. And again, do me a favor, when you're at a tournament, wherever it is, go up and thank the tournament director for all the work that they do, because you honestly, if you've never been a tournament director, you have no clue as to the hard work that goes into some of these tournaments. So I greatly appreciate your time. I'm going to be in the booth in just a second. Allow me the time to walk in there, if you will. All right, I'm back. Those guys can do their thing. I think I'm live. Let me check that out. Okay, so this was kind of a time crunch, and I wish I would have gotten to this a little bit earlier. But I hope that was a good explanation as to what happened over the course of the last couple of matches, because we're doing it all again tonight. If you have any questions and comments or whatever, I don't mind in the least bit explaining myself as to why the decisions were made. But when I'm bombarded by people in other people's camp of, you did the wrong thing, you should do this, you should do this, until one of the things that I always say on the stream, it's kind of funny how the 800 Fargo keyboard players, sitting at home, have absolutely no idea what's going on here on the tables themselves. There's 4 cameras here. You can only see one at a time. From my booth, I can see everything, absolutely everything that goes on here. I may not be able to hear it all the time, but keep that in mind the next time you decide to blast on social media. So be it. So again, I really do appreciate your time, and the reason for this is I'm not going to continue to defend myself over decisions that I made correctly. So I hope you enjoy the match tonight. Thank you for all the subscribers that are out there. I love you all, each and every one of you. And I can't wait to make this. This stream is going to get better and better and better. And it's thanks to the comments and the suggestions of many. So we'll see you very soon.